Walk tough. Watch the elbows. Let's
fail
again. Keep that for the blooper reel. We're not nearly as badass as we want to be.
Frame? Yeah, you gotta come over, Skosh. There you go. What's up, bud?
How's that? Am I in the frame now?
Yeah, I think you're in the frame now. What's up, guys? This is Big D, and I am the Grim Rider. I'm here once again with Nick the Noob. We brought him out today. It's a nice sunshiny day. Had to do it. Got the Undertaker over here, and well, we still haven't figured out a name for that one yet. Actually, I'm gonna ask for your help on that. What should we name this? Drop a few suggestions down in the comments below. But we're out here at it's a pretty decent sized parking lot. I'll show you here in just a moment. We rode over from the house over here to this parking lot just a few moments ago, and Nick the Noob, he's going to be taking the intruder here around the parking lot a little bit further, and he's still trying to work out the balance of the bike a little bit, and you know, just cracking it open a little bit. But he went out and he got him some gear, which is nice.
Yeah, sure did. Nice new fancy little helmet right here. It's pretty sweet. Now, we're not endorsed by any means anybody that we happen to be wearing as far as gear is concerned, but I picked this up just yesterday actually, and
Scorpion.
It's a pretty nice helmet. It's a Scorpion Exo, Scorpion Exo Convert, I guess to be specific. It's a modular full helmet, which is pretty sweet, pretty dope, if you will, because this thing just kind of comes apart like that. Now we got a 3/4. Then if I can find the fancy little button on the back here, I can actually pull, maybe. Now I'm on camera, I probably won't be able to do it because
there it goes.
I'm a child. Anyway, we break this all the way down to a half helmet. Now, I wore the full helmet yesterday, and I wore a full helmet today. It's quite comfortable, so I like that a lot. And I like being able to modular it like this, so I'm going to wear this as a half helmet for any kind of filming we do today, just so it's easier to communicate, and you know, he can hear what I've got to say and whatnot. So that's that for that. Brand new leather. We're gonna ride. Leather seems to be the way to go. So I got me a nice new leather jacket with the removable inliner, and you know, pockets for, you know, concealed carry if I so choose to do so, that kind of thing, and some gloves, some cool fancy, you know, rocket gloves. You know.
So now he's got the bike. He's got the gear, and he's just itching. He's just dying to get out on the road. Took it for a little spin yesterday. Didn't get a chance to film that. I wasn't quite prepared for that. But we may do a little of that here. It was kind of spur of the moment. But we're going to do a little stuff right out in here. And he's also going to give you guys his thoughts and opinions on where he's currently at. He does have his endorsement class here in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, somewhere in that ballpark.
About 2 weeks almost to the day.
So he's had, obviously, we talked on the Shattered Glass Saloon, and we talked a couple other times. He's had his reservations about getting a bike, getting on a bike, and what it's going to feel like. So stay tuned, because I think at the end, or towards the end of this video, at some point, we're going to get his thoughts and opinions on where he is currently at once he actually gets a little time in the saddle and behind the bar. So
locked in for that.
Yeah. So stick around, guys. There's still a lot more to come. We're going to do a couple things here in the parking lot, and then we just may get out on the road here in just a little bit.
Just may.
Yeah, right. All right, guys. So we're going to have Nick the Noob here try a couple different things. So obviously I don't have like cones or anything. I mean, I got a couple ideas of what we can try to have him do, something similar like I did in my class. But out here, we got a couple different light posts, and he needs a little bit of practice yet. Leaning the bike, getting used to that weight, and getting some of them curves and corners down. So what we're going to try to have him do here is we're going to have him do a couple figure-8 passes through these light poles over here, just so he can practice leaning the bike and going around the corner. So that's what we're doing right now.
Okay, we're going to call this a little figure-8 test. See if I can actually handle it. Ready to launch?
Ready to launch.
Okay. Here, just go for it.
Yeah. He's starting to get a little bit more comfortable with the clutch and shifting and whatnot over the just these last couple days. It's one of his things that he feels that he needs to work on, and one of the things that for a new rider can be somewhat intimidating is getting used to the weight of the bike and the leaning and the turning and things of that nature. And I think he's already trying to cut in his corners and trying to get his turning a little bit more tighter, but this is probably a good exercise here for him. He's got to be able to lean it back and forth, right to left, to be able to keep doing his turns and corners. But this is what makes doing this out here in this parking lot good for him, because there's no traffic he's got to worry about, anything like that. So for any other new rider out there, if you have a decent sized parking lot like this that is pretty empty, something like this is about perfect to be able to just do things like this, just to get a feel of the bike, get used to the weight distribution and that kind of stuff. So it's a good idea. Well, how's it feeling, bud?
Squirrely?
A little squirrely?
Squirrely.
Yes.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, but it seemed like a good exercise, though.
It was a good exercise.
Yeah.
And some of them a little too tight. Some of them.
Yeah, I noticed he even had his foot down over there on the one.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna go down for a second.
Yeah, but see that.
Oh crap!
But again, that's good. You're testing the waters of where you feel comfortable at, what the bike can do, what you can do on a bike.
Feels a little more natural on the road, I have to say.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to jump from 2 posts and just first gear.
Yeah.
At first, I went up to second gear, but I was like, there's no sense constantly changing gears like this.
Right. Not in that kind of right.
Rotate around them.
Right.
Do a little bit for this camera here.
Yeah.
It's like, oh crap! I don't know what I'm doing.
All right.
So figure 8 test, sort of complete.
Sort of complete. All right, we're gonna come back here in just a second once we figure out what we're gonna do next.
All right, folks. Nick the Noob right here. Did our figure 8 test. I was just explaining to D here. The problem with this figure 8 light test is that I can really take that turn any way I want because I don't have confined space. I can literally circle these light posts in any distance I please, as long as I don't hit them. So to mitigate that, try to press my turning and my radius and all that, try to catch my balance and all that. Also get a little bit of more acceleration in so I get used to the stopping effect. We have spaced out parking spaces here. I'm going to treat each of these edges of lines as kind of points to not cross. And I'll go ahead and go down, make a turn, curve around, and go through just the blank spaces. And I'm turning right, I'm turning on time, getting used to it, as long as I'm not crossing over any of these lines. So
lines are out of bounds.
That work out, yes. Lines are out of bounds, floor is lava. We'll see how this pass goes. Wish me luck.
All right. Well, it looks like he's doing all right with this. Making those turns, staying off those lines. Kind of snaking his way through the parking lot. Look like you're whipping through here pretty good, my brother.
Yeah, I'm getting used to the turns, man, I think. Not too bad.
It's getting good, getting good, getting better.
Yeah.
Well,
that helped a lot too, right there. So.
Yeah, right. Well, we had mentioned this to each other the other day, that just the first day that he got the bike, and once we brought it out here that day, or that night, I guess I should say, just going through here, just for that little bit that he did, on top of just like heading to the next town over one time, he's already kind of like outgrown this parking lot.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, I'm already ready to move on, especially after yesterday. We went to the next town over and don't tell nobody. Get some practice.
We'll keep it a secret, even though we're probably going to do it again right about now. But anyways, I mean, but anyway, but still, being able to just do a little something out here, again, I had mentioned, for a new rider is a good idea. You have no traffic, anything like that to worry about. Just, you know, take it at your own pace, your own leisure, your own comfort level. But he's got a taste of the road.
Yeah.
And he's itching to get back out on the road. I've created a monster.
Indeed. Indubitably.
And to be honest,
Double do.
And to be honest, there's nothing like, you know, experience out on the road itself anyway. You know, that's just what it is. You know, you're not going to get a real feel of what it's going to be like out on the road unless you're literally out on the road. That's where you're going to learn and gain even more of that experience. Yeah. So, actually, I think we've about done about whatever we can here.
Yeah.
To be quite honest.
Not much else I could really do.
You know.
That don't make any sense.
So, what do you think? Hit that next town over?
Maybe.
Another pass through or something?
Yeah, let's at least roll through your neighborhood.
Round a block or something or two?
Yeah, let's at least do that.
Right.
Get some riding.
All right, let's go catch some wind. Yeah, I know the guy. Alright guys, so you seen we finally got Nick the Noob out on the road a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And he's got some things he wants to share. So far, he's tooled around the parking lot a little bit, got him out on the road a little bit yesterday, a little bit today. Got to see a little bit of that. Starting to lose some daylight, and unfortunately we can't go too far yet. But
gotta stay reserved a little.
We're easing our way into it. So, but right now, from one new rider to some possible others, where are you at right now as far as your experience right now? Where are you at?
So, yesterday, we didn't get to do any filming. It was a spur of the moment kind of thing, and I felt pretty confident yesterday. I went into it gung-ho and I was ready to go, and I actually felt like I was doing pretty good, at least for the most part. And I feel maybe compared to the average, maybe I'm doing a little better than I would expect a new person to do. Maybe it's the experience of riding four-wheelers and dirt bikes in the past. I don't really know for sure, but
could just be overthinking it too.
Could be overthinking it.
Overworking.
I am overthinking quite a bit, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. Is today, you know, I'm trying to get some good practice in. I'm cornering, turning, you know, slowing down, accelerating out of turns, all that kind of stuff, and I've had a few wide ones today. It's left me a little nervous. Some of the speed has made me a little nervous. And it's kind of humbled me, is the best way to put it. It's kind of humbled me a little bit, you know, going from feeling as confident as I did yesterday to being aware of the reality of it today. I have to keep reminding myself, and for anybody that's like trying to start riding, you know, as a fresh rider or whatever, you know, don't let yourself get discouraged too quickly. I have to remind myself of that. Normally, I want things right away. It's the kind of person I am.
Yeah.
I want to be able to master something overnight, and that's just not reality. You know, that's just not how the world works. So I have to keep reminding myself that, you know, I'm going to have to take some time with this and really, you know, get used to it before I start earning that confidence that I want to have, and that comfort level
Right.
that I should obtain. So it's just going to take a little bit more practice, working out some of the kinks, you know, calming my nerves to some degree.
Right.
Got to experience, you know, a couple of new things today that are going to be part of regular road hazards, like gravel and dirt on the road. Ran over a first set of tracks today. Thankfully they weren't that terrible, so as long as I hit them straight on, should be fine. So, like I said, outside of the few wide turns I might take, hopefully I can narrow those down and figure out actually what I'm doing to make that happen. But I think that comes with experience and practice. So
Of course.
any new rider that starts to do this, you know, stay humble and, you know, don't get discouraged too quickly because you're struggling at first, because that's where I'm at right now. I feel like I'm struggling a little bit, especially coming out of a little unwarranted confidence, I suppose. So I guess that's where my mind's at today.
Yeah. Again, you got your class coming up, and that'll give you a lot of other things. You'll have instructors there to instruct you, and you know, get a lot of practice there, which is really going to help going forward. Obviously, we can only do so much in a parking lot.
True.
We can only go so far right now as far as on the road is concerned and things like that.
Same thing with the classes. I'll still only be
Right.
going as far as the parking lot, really, that they have designed and designated for teaching new riders. So most of my real experience is going to come on the road here in the future.
Right.
Which, you know, stay tuned for all of that, and
Right.
you know, updates we have for that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess being a new rider, I don't recall, it's been a while now, but I'm sure that I've also had days where it was just, you know, it's like, man, I felt like I did so good. What happened? What makes today different than the previous day or like the previous weekend or whatever? You know, what happened? And yeah, just knowing where your comfort level is and not being overconfident, and knowing that you got to take it easy and, you know, and take I don't even know if you want to call it a bad day. I wouldn't even call it a bad day.
Oh, I
Maybe
don't think this was
an
a bad
off
day. By any means, I don't think this was a bad day. It's just a humbling day. It gave me a little bit more realization that I've got to earn some of that confidence and comfort as time goes on with practice.
Right.
You know, and for any of you veteran riders that might be watching this or whatever, you know, I think this is maybe this is a good reminder of where you started. You know what it was like when you first came out, because some of you might have been, you know, a little too cocky at the start and maybe paid for it, you know, or maybe you were really nervous at the start and it took you a while to get used to it. But hopefully this serves as some sort of reminder from, you know, a fresh perspective of what it was probably like starting off for you.
Right. But as the old saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day. So if this
Right.
is something that you're determined to do, that you really have a passion for, you just got to keep at it, keep that practice, and those skills will come with time. It's just, you know, it's a learning curve. It's what it is, you know, and you'll get used to it.
Or if nothing else, you can set the bike on fire. I'm kidding, of course.
Well, with that being said, guys, I think we're going to get out of here for the day.
Yep.
So if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. Become part of the Grim crew so that you don't miss out on anything.
Sorry, man.
Man,
Adds some liveliness to
yeah, you're killing me over here. So that you don't miss out on anything, whether it's more videos with this guy here livening things up for me. You know, I don't know what he's trying to say here.
Just trying to guide your subscription
is
thingies
that
and your
it?
bells and your whistles and all the things that people can link, subscribe, and share to, and, you know, spread the word, the good word of Grim Rider Crew and Nick the Noob and his new adventures.
Right.
So,
And very shortly, once he gets his endorsement and everything else, we're going to be hitting the road because we got some events that we're looking forward to. So stay tuned for those. I'm going to get out and ride here pretty soon, get me a couple more rides in, and then we're going to just start hitting the road. So stay tuned for all of that, plus more Shattered Glass Saloon and some road stories. So until next time, I am Big D. I am the Grim Rider. This is the Noob.
Nick the Noob. Salute.
We'll catch you down the road.